Clancy. Today I wanted to talk about a word that's very near and dear to my heart. A special word, a word that has been used throughout time and has caused a lot of harm. Because as far as I'm concerned, being depressed has gone beyond being circumstantial, has gone beyond being a result of stimulus outside of yourself, and is now just a result of some kind of reoccurring awful cascade that's actually maybe even created changes in your neurology in a way that your engines aren't firing appropriately. So you feel tired. You can't get anything done. Anything that you want to get done doesn't get done because you feel so tired, and you feel alone, and you feel like everything around you is tasteless and empty. And I speak from a place of having been deep in that horrible pit. I think it's such an awful place to get into that I really have a great deal of empathy for people who are existing in that place right now, because I know what it's like to be caught in that web. And the fascinating thing about that web is there really isn't that you're the fucking spider in the web of depression. You're the thing that comes clambering down the fucking web and devours itself. That's you. So it's a completely what's really awesome about the state of depression is that it is it's kind of a gateway, and the gatekeeper is yourself, and the gatekeeper is asking you this incredible riddle in every moment, which is why live? This is where the Satan word comes in really handy when you're in this awful dungeon of depression, because here's a really interesting thing you can do. You will find that when you're depressed, your attention is being grabbed every second by either negative thought patterns or by external hypnotic devices. For example, TV, video games, the internet, or bad people that you shouldn't be around. And if you see these variables, if just for fun as a thought experiment, you think to yourself, at this moment, I am in a hypnotic trance where I am being distracted by the various indulgences that I keep going for, it sort of raises the stakes a little bit. But video games and bad people and alcohol and drugs and laziness are the acids that are dissolving my will and have dissolved my will to the point that I can barely move. I'm stuck, man. This is where it gets fun. It's because suddenly you realize that your life, which up until this point might have just seemed like some kind of empty wandering through the synthetic plastic landscape that is modern life, transforms into a kind of Tolkien-esque battle against the Dark Lord Sauron. You are in a sacred battle, and if you win this battle, this wrestling match, this combat session, this fucking mortal battle against this terrific foe, which can transform into so many delightful things, then you will climb out of it a warrior. You can overcome the depression. You just have to first recognize you're in a fight for your life. Literally, you're in a fight for your fucking life if you're depressed. Literally, a fight for your fucking life. And what does it mean? What does it mean? It means that, like, every single aspect, every single thing surrounding you, the porn, the shitty food, the fucked up girlfriend or boyfriend, the friend that only hurts you instead of giving you positive guidance and love, the person you're pretending to forgive that you haven't really forgiven. Recognize it for what it is. And then, when you raise the stakes and work yourself into a Braveheart style warrior stance and decide that you want to live, that's when you put up the fucking fight. You'll also find there's another head on, and it lives inside of you. Whimpering, simpering, whining, anxiety-ridden part of you that tells you, no, I'm tired. Let's just rest a little longer. Let's just lay down for a little longer. Let's just put it off till tomorrow to go to the gym. Let's put it off till tomorrow to go outside and run. Let's put it off till tomorrow to do the push-ups. Let's put it off till tomorrow to tell that fuck face to get the fuck out of our lives. Let's put it off till tomorrow to live. And if you're like me, every time that voice comes into your mind, you'll think, how many fucking tomorrows do I have? How many tomorrows have I put off? You'll find that you're surrounded by stacks of tomorrows that have become yesterdays, surrounding you like rotting fruit. And you just keep stacking those days onto that pile of rotting fruit as you lay there surrounded by the bloat flies, the demonic forces that whirl around you in the form of bad friends. You gotta wake the fuck up. And I don't want you to be fucked up. I don't want to be fucked up. A lot of these tirades and rants and didactic indulgences that you might hear are me talking to myself, because I've you know, this shit happens to me. It's a constant battle, you know. But fighting is good. Battles are good. War, a just and sacred war, is a good thing. And the fucking war, of course, is not a physical war, generally, though sometimes it is. It is a fucking war. There's no other way to look at it. It's a bloody, brutal fight if you want to get out of the pit that you happen to be in. And you can easily do it. Right now. Go outside and run around the fucking block. It's as easy as that. That's the first fucking battle. That's the first fight against Mr. Frenchie. Whatever you want to call Satan. Take the first step in the battle. That's the most important one. Righteous anger is a good form of anger. You need it. This is a war for your fucking life. Your head is being held underwater by the forces of entropy. Just floating in there. Lost in an entropic world where you can't reach your goals because you feel tired all the fucking time. Easy fix. Jog around the fucking block. Chant a fucking mantra. But you've got to work yourself up into a war pitch to begin the initial movements out of the state of victimhood and into survivor mode. That wonderful place when you gaze around the battlefield and stare at the desiccated corpses that once had such great power over you. When you get to look out over this battlefield, you look over there and you see that place where you used to be lazy. And over there you'll see the shitty fucking friend or the awful girlfriend or boyfriend that constantly rejected you and made you feel like you didn't deserve to be loved. And over there is the shit boss that you fucking walked out on one day because you were done with it and you wanted to live. And over there, that's the fucking scary clown that lived outside your building and would scare you at night, climb in your window and dance in front of your bed. If you got a scary clown that lives in front of your building, please send a picture. I'll take care of it for you. You get my point, right? The world will try to teach you to disengage from it. People in the world will try to teach you that it's better to disengage from life and walk around with a kind of practiced nonchalance, a kind of too good for the world swagger. The world will teach you that passion is wrong. The world will teach you to put your career over passion. The world will teach you to put everything over passion. The world will teach you that it's wrong to express love, that it's wrong to express hopefulness, that it's wrong to express happiness, that it's wrong to express joy, that it's wrong to dance and be happy and be in love with life. And that part of the world, the name of that part of the world is Mr. Frenchie, Lucifer, the ever-present darkness. And what is it trying to do? It's trying to make you believe that you don't have control over your internal subjective mind state. It's trying to make you believe that at this very moment, you can't do the pull-up that can bring you out of the emotional tar pit of your life and into one of the most amazing times in human history. But before we do that, we've got to climb out of our individual shit pits and start being kind to each other. Drop the fucking act, take the costume off, embrace the light. Recognize that this is a very precious and fragile ecosystem that we're existing in, and that there is no longer time to sit on the fence trying to decide between love and greed. There's one obvious fucking choice, and it's not greed. It's not the synthetic plastic emptiness that you've been embracing for so long. It's time to go eat real fruit, not the plastic fruit that society always tries to shove down your throat. It's time to eat real food at a real fucking banquet surrounded by real friends, not people who would jettison you in a second if they thought that it could better their position. All the navigating, all the pretending that it's okay to climb on the backs of your brothers and sisters to get to some better fucking place. Just drop it all, man. Let it go, burn it, throw it in a fucking garbage pile, burn it up, be human. It's time to be human again. You know who you are. You know exactly who you are. And drop the guilt. You don't have to feel bad because you've been acting like that. We all got tricked into believing that that's the way to be. I, my friends, am depressed, which sucks. If you've listened to this podcast for any amount of time, you know that I struggle with depression. Hasn't happened in a while. Hasn't happened in a while for me. But I'm definitely in a nice little patch of depression right now. Depression is a creepy thing. It's creepy for a lot of different reasons. One of the reasons it's a creepy thing is because depression, it kind of has its own personality. And one of the first things it wants you to do is to be secretive about it. It's one of the only forms of sickness where you're embarrassed by it. Like if I get the flu, if I got a cold, whatever, if I broke my leg, it's not like I'm gonna be like, oh, I better hide the fact that I have the flu from the world. I don't want people to judge me for it. But depression, good Christ, man, that's one of the things it does. It's like, don't tell anybody. Put on the fucking smile. Everything's fine. I'm fine. And that sucks, you know, because you have to like lie to the world. You have to pretend you haven't been taking depression naps. And man, let me tell you, it wants you to cast aside all your responsibilities, forget about anything at all, and just sort of sink into a quicksand pit of self-loathing and anger and just all the like miserable things that if you're someone out there who is depressed or has dealt with this fucking rotten goddamn state of consciousness, you know what I'm talking about. Depression is the god of procrastination. Depression will tell you to put off letting people know that you feel depressed. Depression will tell you to put off going to the gym. Depression will tell you to put off doing those things on your list that you know that you need to accomplish. It'll tell you to put off every single thing until you don't feel quite so depressed. The problem is, the more you put things off, the more depressed you become. So this creates a slippery, spirally slope that the longer you procrastinate, in the ridiculous hope that the procrastination in some way or another is going to help the depression, the more powerful the fucking depression becomes. It's demonic. But the main thing is, I want to articulate what I'm going to do. You know, that's part of magic, that's part of therapy. So here's what I'm going to do. Even though I feel right now like a blind cave bat, I'm going to drag my cave bat ass out of my apartment and I'm going to go work out. But it's important to announce it, and I feel like if I announce it, maybe that gives some of you permission to announce it, so you don't have to keep hiding this ridiculous form of mental illness, which is so ridiculous. It's ridiculous that you are afraid to say when you're feeling bad to the world, that this thing doesn't want you to say that. No! Depression, that is not normal. That is depression. So that's the trick it plays, and you gotta just tell people you're feeling woozy, because that helps. I already feel fractionally better right now, and I know as soon as I go to the gym, I'm gonna feel that much better. And look, I'm not saying there's a quick fix to depression. There's a reason people like us get depressed. There's all kinds of external variables in our environment that we have to deal with. You might need therapy. I might need to go back to a therapist. I love therapy, by the way. It's another thing I put off getting. You got to deal with it. That's the point. But first step, open up about it. Tell people. Second step, that has worked for me in the past, go exercise. Go outside. Go into the world. Get sun on your face. Third step, drink a fuck ton of water. Take cold showers. All these ridiculous things. Essentially, whatever your depression tells you to do the opposite. When it wants you to nap, do push-ups. When it wants you to keep it a secret, call someone that you love and tell them you're not feeling that great right now. When it wants you to eat shitty food, get a salad. And the whole time it will punish you for this. It will make you feel like you're having to force healthy stuff into your mouth, but just do it. And then somewhere through this practice, hopefully it'll get better. And if not, then you got to take it to the next level in this ridiculous war that those of you who deal with depression like I do know and have experienced. I don't know what part of the battle you're in right now, but the unfortunate thing about depression is it comes back. If you've had it, it can come back. It can creep in. It creeps. So, all right, there you go. That was fun. You guys feel better now? Sorry, I had to unload on you, man. If I don't tell you what's going on, I don't even know what the point of doing this fucking podcast is. If I can't just tell you how I feel. So that's what's going on with me right now. And I appreciate you listening and allowing me to confess that to you, my sweet friends. Okay, that feels a little better.
Shh, Cassiopea, okay.
And I think I'm so lucky this person had the guts to not be afraid to reach out to me.
Yeah, but it's not luck. It's because you listened.
Right.
We have sonar for when people are deeply listening to us.
Right.
So that's why he came to you.
Right. But I think to myself, of people listening right now who are thinking, I don't really have a Clancy to call, and I'm really alone.
Yes.
Or maybe I have people I could call, but they're not listening. What do they do? Who do you talk to when you've got nobody? Just talking about it feels good. And there's other folks out there who are depressed. Feel free to say hi. Maybe we can start a club.